Good afternoon. My name is Keith Capus, and I'm the VP for University Advancement. I also wear another hat here, and I'm the Executive VP of the MSU Foundation. It's my privilege today, on behalf of President and Mrs. Eaglin and everybody else at MSU, to welcome you to the second all-school reunion. Dr. and Mrs. Eaglin send their warmest regards. We're all pleased to have you back for this special occasion, and we look forward to your return in the year 2000, if not before. I hope you'll take a moment this weekend to say thanks particularly to 3 staff members who worked real hard to support the Breck Society and to help plan and conduct a reunion. I'm going to identify them, ask them to stand. Mindy Clark Hiley, down here. And an authentic Breck brat herself, Shirley Parker. And Bill Redline up for the door. I have 2 pieces of news for you. Since your last reunion, we're continuing to seek funding from the General Assembly. We're hopeful it's going to happen in 1996. I know I told you that in 93, but we're still hopeful that we'll get the renovation of this building funded. And I want you to know that Barb Fannin is doing a good job of representing your interests on our planning committee. The university remains committed to preserving the history, the artifacts of this school, and to making them available to you and everybody else in the future. Also, last but not least, we've commissioned the official history of the university all the way back to the normal school in 1887. Over here is Dr. Don Flatt, professor of history, who's going to write that history. Don, stand up. Breck will be an important part of that history. And your reunion chair, by the way, Bill Clay, is serving on our advisory committee for the history. It'll be published in early '97. Most of all, have a great time and welcome home.
We appreciate the new curtain. For our program this afternoon, we're going to take a little trip back in time, remembering that Breckinridge opened its doors to the first students in 1930, and some of our alumni came over that day, and if you can just imagine, think back as you can, all those little types coming from Fields Hall over to Breckinridge and coming in, hunting their new rooms, and bringing all their materials, their chairs, their books. Yes, this is Breckinridge. Well, have a seat. We'll get you to the bathroom shortly. Now, let's move forward in time just a little bit. And when we all used to come to this room right here, which is so dear to us, when I walk in here, I revert. And this very room where we have our chapel program, and later on we call this the assembly. And if you remember, the first thing we did was we said the pledge of allegiance. And this afternoon we have here with us a lady who is near and dear to all of us, who is going to lead us in that pledge. And I'm going to ask her if she would come up here, Ms. Hazel Mallow. And we all know her, and her loyalty to this institution is indisputable. Ms. Nutter, we have a microphone if you'd like to do that right here, or if you'd like to stand there, whatever you're like.
I said, I'm really glad to be here. Is that better? But at my age, I'm glad to be any place. Your director asked me to speak, and I thought, well, I know that the best speech I can make would be short and sweet. Then I got to thinking, oh goodness, part of that poses a problem. Not the sweet part, the short part. But seriously, I do have the privilege of speaking with you about Breckinridge. And I know this is a good topic for all of you. I think we'll all agree that Breckinridge was a special kind of school, in that everybody knew everybody else. You saw everybody in the afternoon, in the evening, on Saturdays and Sundays. So you were all just one big happy family. And that's the way it was at Breckinridge. We were one big happy family. Many of you came here in the first grade and graduated in the 12th. You knew everybody else. You knew your teachers, because in high school, at least in the earlier part, there was just one teacher for each subject. So when you took English, then you had English, the same teacher for 4 years. And the same with the other subjects. And I remember Mr. Denny, I don't know how many of you remember Mr. Denny. He used to, at Christmas time, to all the seniors in his class, he used to give them a kiss. That is, a chocolate candy kiss. But you can see how we were all sort of together, and I know that you had brothers and sisters that were in the grades when you were in high school, and I know a lot of them used to come up to the science lab in the afternoon and they'd say, oh, we want to see the hamsters. My sister, my brother told me there were hamsters up here. And so they knew what was going on up in the science lab as well as anybody, I guess. But we enjoyed each other. And I think that I remember lots of times when some of you said, oh, I don't know. I don't know what to do. And you came back and said to me later, oh, Miss Nolan, you remember how bad we were. I don't remember how bad you were. I remember a lot of little mischievous pranks you played. But I have to admit, I thought some of them were mighty funny myself. Like the boy that came with green, fuzzy, mossy-looking hair, and it was his hair too. It wasn't a wig. And somebody dropped an Alka-Seltzer tablet in the fish aquarium, and we had fish blowing bubbles. But that was kind of funny and didn't hurt anybody. And I think that was it. The funny little things you did, they didn't hurt anybody. And so we had a lot of fun. Of course, the main thing I remember about you was the talking. You loved to talk. Sometimes when you should have been studying, and sometimes when you should have been paying attention. But you didn't mean anything by it, and it was just because everybody was real friendly. Sometimes they were passing notes to each other, but goodness, I remember when I remember when I was in the elementary school, we passed notes. That's been way back there. In fact, I can even remember one of the boys made a paper airplane and shot it toward me, and I was so embarrassed. But those are funny little things. And the main thing is that we all were friendly with each other. Oh, sometimes you got mad at your best friend, and but the next day I'd see you just chummy again. Didn't matter. So I can say too that sometimes we had a lot of trouble with my name. When I first came, I was called everything from Miss Nylon to Miss Navajo, but we got that straightened out anyway. Well, I know that I better stop because I decided I was going to try and do this short. I could go on, but it'll be fun speaking with you later. But I don't want you to be late to your next class now. I want to say one last thing, and that is that I'm very, very proud of all the Breck students. I'm proud that I could be here at Breck, and I think every one of the Breck students has really made lots of, lots of fine contributions to society, and I love every one of you.
Thank you, Ms. Allen. Thank you very much. I'll tell you, now, I'm running just a little bit late. I've got to be in study hall, George Young Study Hall. I'm running about 10 minutes late. And if y'all don't mind, I'm going to, I tell you what, why don't you just come with me, okay? We'll go to George Young Study Hall.
Keep them fairly quiet for the last half hour. Let's all get up and stretch and get the kinks out. Come on, folks, jump up. Let's get the kinks out there a little bit. Let's work them out. I saw that, my boy. I saw that, my boy. Cut that out. Cut that out. Everybody, sit back down. Hey, goes you, George, don't believe Roberts. Sit back down there and be quiet. Get back to the books. Get back to the books. Everybody, back to work now. Walter went to car, sit back down there. Wow, this day, look at this day. Folks, we have low-range sparks day in our presence here. Spouse of Bob Day, car dealer on East Main Street. Come out this day. Yes, sir, come.
Thank you, Mr. Young. Thank you. Let's just start in here this period. I need to talk to that young man.
Get up here, my boy. He's right there, Miss Day.
Lester, you want to stay on the baseball team, don't you?
Oh, yes, Miss Day.
And Lester, you know how much I like baseball, don't you?
Oh, I definitely know that.
And you know that I consider you one of our best players, don't you, Lester?
Well, I appreciate that, Miss Day. I sure do.
Well, Lester, here, Brett, even though we want our students to excel at sports, our #1 priority is that they get a good education. To stay on the team, you must maintain a good grade point average, right, Lester?
That's right.
Have you been studying?
I've been studying.
Studying hard?
Real hard, yes, yes.
Well, Lester, I have just come from the principal's office. Now come back here, listen to what I'm saying. So far this semester, your grades are 4 E's and 1 D. You've been studying real hard, right?
Yes, Miss Day, I sure have.
Well, then explain something to me, Lester. You've been studying real hard, and you've got 4 E's and 1 D. Now, how do you explain that?
Miss Day, I have no idea. Well, I can't explain that.
4 E's and 1 D. How do you explain that?
Well, I guess I just spent too much time on that one subject.
I caught these two on the second floor last week, holding hands and kissing in public, I'm afraid. Is this an example for a Breckinridge student? I have talked to these girls, and I have told them that they must guard their reputation. The buzz must never be rubbed off the beach. You two sit down. Separate. Separate. Glad you get out. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going back to the observer's chair, and I'm going to watch you two. Maybe you'll be embarrassed enough to stop this nonsense. I'm going right now.
All right, class, let's get back to work. Now, that goes to you two, Barbara Brown and Larry Fanning. Get back to work right now. Open up those books.
Morning, please, kids. Have you noticed that some of these girls have their legs crossed? Very unladylike behavior and not at all becoming for a Breckinridge student. Don't you agree, Miss Jane?
Absolutely, Miss Moore. Elizabeth Davis, uncross those legs and get those knees together. Barbara Brown, sing. Nell Fair, Marilyn Crutcher. I don't want to see that anymore.
I'll tell you what. I have worked with these girls, and I have taught them that you should treat the body like a temple. That you guard not only your looks and take care of yourself, but you guard your health as well. I mean, I squatted all over Europe.
Mr. Young. Mr. Young. Well, hello, Mr. Reader. Come in.
Hello, Mr. Young. I'm awfully sorry to bother you, but I've got some announcements from a whole other Breck generation I need to make.
Go right ahead, Mr. Reader. Thank you.
Thank you. Class, you should know that May 24th, 1969 was a most historic day. That was senior skip day, and there were more observers than students in my third period class. At yesterday's faculty meeting, we set a new record by spending a mere 35 minutes discussing the evils of chewing gum and hot pants. Ms. Moore remembers when hot pants was a condition and not a fashion statement. Mrs. Paul says there will be a short delay in the performance of the Christmas concert this term. It seems Jerry Calvert locked the piano and gave the key to Pat Carr, who promptly swallowed it. But Mrs. Hall says not to worry, though, that this too shall pass. Lara Bannon and Laura Lee Duncan will not be participating in the Make It Yourself Ice Cream Sundae Buffet for some time. They overdid it a little bit last week and proclaimed that the results were better than sex. C.W. Cornett is to have extra help after school in math. We feel this is necessary after he announced to everybody that the 0 he got on his last quiz was better than nothing. And finally, Bobby Hamilton will be selling 8x10 enlargements of the photo he took the day I pulled down the map of Alaska, on which my clever students had taped the likeness of an incredibly lovely and incomparably unclothed young woman, known to me only as Miss April. Well, thank you, Mr. Young.
I see some of these boys slumping in their chairs. Good posture is not only good for the body, but for the mind. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Young?
Absolutely, Miss Moore. Larry Fan, straighten that back up. Corbin Roberts, Steve Jones, get those back straight. Bill Clay, like your son's down there. Sit down. Now we have Mr. Lappinhart and Wickerback with us. Mr. Young, I have several things I want to share with your group this morning. Unfortunately, I need to address some matters of misbehavior within our student body, and advise you boys and girls that the faculty and staff are aware of what's going on. Number one, first of all, Hubert Allen, his father on the Dallas Meat Market, was excused from class last week to deliver some grocery orders since one of Mr. Allen's clerks was sick. It has been reported to me that Hubert and several other basketball players were riding around town in his father's meat wagon picking up girls. Hubert will be remaining after school this afternoon. Number two, as all of you know, Becky White's new car was demolished on the railroad tracks in front of her home last week. Her teachers have asked me to inform all of you that there will be no more singing Teen Angel when Becky walks into class every morning. Don Baston's mother called me this morning. She said Don has been bringing evening in Paris cologne, Revlon pink light and lipstick from the drugstore to school to entice girls into giving him dates. If Don offers any of you girls lipstick or cologne, go ahead and take it and bring it to my office, and I will return it to Becky. Number four, Miss Minis, she tells me that during her French class play practice this morning, Freddie Francis was supposed to answer a question with the phrase, oui, oui. Instead, Freddie answered, ooey, ooey. All you French students need to study extra hard so that we can all be proud of our play. Number five, this is the second time this year we've had to repaint the walls of the boys' dressing room. Mel Frank Lawson, Billy Calvert, James Lowell Ellington, Roy Clemens, Tommy Holbrook, and several others have been throwing their practice socks against the walls to soften them up so they can get them on their feet. From now on, all you boys in PE, basketball, baseball, etc., will please take your socks home at least once a month to be worn. Number six. I'm sure most of you saw the movie The Boys with Green Hair that was on at the Trail Theater last week. One of our students, William Earl Clay, saw it, came to school the next day with his hair dyed green. Miss Moore, as only Miss Moore can, has made William Earl Clay see the error of his ways. If any of you boys and girls get any ideas along these lines, I suggest you talk with Miss Moore first. Number seven. As you all know, Lois Ann Carter's father is sheriff of this county, and there is a vicious rumor going around school that Lois Ann has offered a case of confiscated beer to a certain college student if he will give her a date with his roommate, one Jack Holland.
Now, everyone knows that Lois Ann is one of the sweetest, shy, and most innocent little girls in the world. And I want that rumor stopped immediately. C.W. Cornez came to my office and reported to me that some surprising news. C.W. really feels bad about having to tell me about this, but he feels that it is for his friend's own good. It seems that when the coach sends the basketball team out to run laps around campus, Jim Barker has his bike hidden behind Thompson Hall. He rides his laps, then hides his bike on his way back. Jim's bike is no longer behind Thompson Hall. It is in my office, where it will remain parked every day until practices are over. Number 9, Vivian Flood has been seen by some of our faculty hanging out at the USO down in Carney Martell's building. We want to discourage all you girls from this kind of behavior, as we feel our great girls are much too young and sheltered to be dating the sailors. Girls, don't succumb to temptation. Number 10. I'm sorry to say that Jeff Bryan, Sandy Carter, Laura Fannin, and Lee Billy were caught at the supermarket buying soft drinks and smuggled back to school for themselves and their friends. These girls will not be making their daily runs anymore and will serve as living proof to all of you that it is possible to survive an entire school day without an LA fix. In closing, let me say that I'm happy to have to share with you an example of really commendable behavior. Yesterday, it was reported to Miss Melly that some of our boys were smoking cigarettes on the hill behind Breckinridge. This morning, one of the accused, Roger Carter, informed Miss Melly that it was only chocolate cigarettes. Thank you, Roger, for your honor. I also want to remind you that we're having a pep rally in the auditorium next period. District tournament is coming up, and we want to support our Eagles, don't we? Quiet down now. When the bell rings, we'll leave in an orderly manner. Orderly manner, as soon as the bell rings, we'll leave in an orderly manner. All right, I expect everyone to be in the auditorium for the pep rally. I found this, I think it's a note on the floor. I'm going to read it. Please, Earl, where did you find that? It was right over there. Jack Carter is not the best kisser in school. Larry Fannin is. That's Barbara Brown's body.
Before we start, there's a story I want to share with you that I think you'll all will appreciate. Years ago, Mr. Ed Diddle, who coached Western Kentucky Hilltoppers for years, one of the outstanding coaches ever, came to play Morehead, and he came in on Friday afternoon. They were supposed to play Morehead on Saturday night. He called me at home, and he said, "Sonny, is Breckinridge playing tonight?" And I said, "They certainly are." And he said, "Well, he's coming to bring his coaching staff to see the ball game." So he came, enjoyed the ball game. About 11:30 that night, I got a call from him. He said, "Sonny," he said, "I want to tell you something." He said, "If you share it with those students at Breckinridge," he said, "I have been all over the country in athletics. I've been in every arena, everywhere." And he said, "I have never, ever seen as few students make as much noise as that Breckinridge group." This afternoon, we want to do it a little bit like we used to do. To start it off, I'm going to ask Mr. Young and Alice Patrick Reynolds to share with us a chorus, and let's all sing, "The Breckinridge Will Shine Tonight." Not very good. The cheerleaders will now introduce our basketball players. Thanks, girls. That was great. Standing behind me represents all of the young men from 1900, and want to get that date right, 1931 to 1982, of all those young men who ever proudly wore the blue and gold of the Breckinridge Eaglets. Let's give them all a big hand. I wasn't at all satisfied with that first course of Breckinridge was shining tonight. I don't know what's wrong with you. Have you gotten older or what? Let's do this one more time. Alice, Mr. Young, let's play two courses of Breckinridge will shine tonight. I want all of you to stand, and I want for one more time that you rock these walls in this building.
us a little bit of food.